Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. Today's video we're going to be talking Target. I feel like we talk about Amazon a lot, we've talked about Walmart a lot, but I really want to share some of my must-have or favorites from Target. I love their home decor section. I feel like they've always had a really good section, but they're stepping it up as well. And I feel like if you like those neutrals, farmhouse, organic, modern type style, they're really a way to go. If you guys like today's video, I can also talk about like Target things I wouldn't buy. So let me know down below in the comment section if that's something you want to see. But now let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Let's talk about pillows because I feel like they have a really good selection, especially if you're in the market for like a neutral light colored pillow. I feel like all my favorite go-to spots, it's getting harder. Not that you can't find them, it just takes a lot of work. Whereas when I walk into Target, I feel like they have like a whole aisle you can walk down and it's nothing but neutrals like left and right. They have all different sizes, all different textures. These are two that I own. These are a little bit smaller than most pillows I buy, but I needed some for my entryway and where my bench is and my mirror. I just thought it was perfect. But I love that they just have like such beautiful detail on them. I love the design. I don't know, I just feel like they pair really well together. Like I feel like you could grab any two pillows in that space and they're gonna work really well. One thing to keep in mind are these are not covers. So sometimes when you're shopping like Ross and Home Goods in different places, there's still covers and you can unzip them and wash them. You cannot do those with most Target pillow covers. So they do have some, so just keep in mind if you're shopping, if you're looking for that, just make sure the bottom has a zipper, but these do not. Another pillow I have from them that I like love are these, and they're on my sectional right now. I swear these were like made for my sectional. They're like the exact same color but different texture, and I just love that look. It's just so simple. We have like shelves next to our fireplace and it just gets really busy for me. I don't like a lot of things and a lot of clutter, so I feel like this really calms it down versus having like a ton of different textures and a ton of different colors and shades. I really like the way that these look. Plus they're like cozy and soft. It's not even like they're just for looks. Like we lay on these all the time and they have held up so well. Like I said, because you can actually like cuddle and cozy up with it too. Speaking of like cozy and fall vibes and cuddling, a thing I get asked about pretty often is the blanket on our bed. And I love this blanket. It's right here. It's from Target. I love it so much. I have two. I have one on our bed. I have one for our guest on their bed. I love the texture on it. I love the detail. I feel like sometimes when you get this nice like knitted look, sometimes it's like itchy or scratchy or cheap and I like get the heebie-jeebies. Like this is soft. Like I actually lay with this on our bed. It would be great for like a sectional, coming out of a basket in an entryway. You could definitely just keep reusing this throughout the year. I will say I have a queen on our king size bed and it's perfect. Like it waterfalls off and touches the ground on both sides. Now in our guest bedroom, it's a lot taller, but it covers a good portion of the bed. So I really don't think you need to go larger than a queen, but it's totally up to you. When I bought this, they did have different colors. I don't know if they still do. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm gonna have all the links down below in my description box just in case you're in the market for any of this. But it is a gorgeous blanket. This would be a really, really good gift too. Like I don't know who doesn't want a cozy blanket that looks beautiful in your home as well. So you can just leave it out. You can leave it on the sofa just the way you left it when you got up and it still looks good and nice. And it does wash really well. I wash and dry this all the time because sometimes George gets on it and haven't had any issues. Something else that I really feel like needs to be talked about are their lamps. I feel like a lot of people don't mention them, but I have several lamps from Target. I originally had these like plaster ones. I didn't bring them in here. I'll do pop-ups. They're just too much to move. I had them in our bedroom and loved them, but since then I've replaced them and put them in our guest bedroom. But I will say the one thing I miss most about them is they're dimmable. So in the evenings I could like lower it, make it real moody, or if you're just like reading or laying in bed, for whatever reason, you could use it as a nightlight or make them really bright. I feel like that's such a good feature to have. Plus, once again, you're gonna hear me say it a lot, is the texture on it. When you're decorating with neutrals, you have to be very, very aware of texture and detail. Otherwise, it's gonna get boring fast. I've been there, I've done that. So I'm always looking for neutrals that just have something that makes them special. So the texture on it, plus them being dimmable, is just a game changer to me and I love them. Now that I've showed you my lamps, I feel like I always get asked about where our nightstands are anytime I show a clip with them in there. So those are sold at Target and Walmart. Last I checked, they're sold out. Like, they sell out so quickly. So I'm gonna leave a link if they still have it. I'm gonna leave a link down below in my description box, so you'll just have to check it, but no guarantees. If they do have it and you want it, I would grab it quickly. I used to have the matching dresser as well. I will say it's like a faux white oak, but if you want that white oak look on like a very budgeted price, it's the way to go. Now, I think on those I did switch out the hardware. I have 2 different sets, so worst case you have to switch it out, you get it on Amazon, but other than that, like, they are beautiful pieces and look amazing in the space. Now let's talk about some decor pieces, because they have amazing decor. Like, anytime I run into Target, I go straight back to home. I want to see if they have anything new, but something they've had for a long time, which I've had for a long time, and I recently bought more of because I love them so much, are these white vases. Like, they are stunning. I love the like pottery look. It just looks very organic to me. I will say the small one showing 20 and the big one, I'll have to look, but they typically go on sale pretty often. They went on sale, so I grabbed 2 more. So I keep these without anything in them on my shelf here in my living room, but I have this same pair back in my bathroom that I have like a big branch coming out of. Both are beautiful. So you can get both of these together and decorate them. They're sold individually. So if you just need one, that's fine too, but I feel like they're just so pretty together. Like I said, even if you don't put greenery in them, they are gorgeous. So another thing to check out, especially if you get those vases, is the greenery. They have really good greenery at Target. I will say it's not gonna be the cheapest, but it's also not gonna be the most expensive. It's gonna look really nice no matter what you get. They have a really good section. It's all together. A lot of the times I'll just grab a vase and like start decorating it so I can see how many pieces I actually need or how I want it to look. I will say right now with greenery, I feel like less is more. I feel like there was a time we would just like fill it up and get like 5 to 8 like stems, but now you can really get away with 1 to 3 just depending on the look you're needing. But they have really good summer, fall, winter. It's always coming out, so definitely check them out if you're in the market for greenery. But like I said, they're not the most expensive, but they're not the least expensive either. Another thing I always check Target for are their frames. I feel like they have really good, like, sleek looking frames. This one's gold right here. Sometimes I put a picture in it, sometimes I don't. They come in all different sizes. I want to say last time I looked for this, they were sold out. I don't know if they've restocked, but they do have just different options available. And I feel like when they do, they're just very high-end looking. Like, they don't look cheap. We also have big black large frames in Chase's office. We had them at our last house as well, but we have 4 and we printed off just like our favorite vacation spots and hung them, and I love it. When I say printed off, I literally mean off the computer, just printing paper, but in the frames they look so high-end. So like, we love to go to Destin, we've been to Hollywood, Savannah, Georgia, and I think the other one was the Colorado mountains, like when we went to Denver and Colorado Springs. And it's just like a fun way to remember the places we love to visit. And our last house, we kept them in our dining room and I loved it, but here it didn't work out as well, so they're in Chase's office. But it's just a good way to display something you love and the art means something to you. So if you're needing like small or large frames, definitely just give them a look first. I like Walmart's frames, but sometimes they can look a little like cheesy or cheap to me, so I tend to lean towards Target when I'm looking for frames. Just a little design tip. I picked these up from Target. I love the detail on them and the fringe, but I will use kitchen towels in the bathroom and they just look so much nicer. So I use a kitchen towel as a bathroom hand towel and it really just elevates the space. So this is so affordable and easy to do. So next time you see that kitchen towel and you're like, that's really pretty, I love the colors, I love the design, whatever it is, you can throw that into your bathrooms and they just look nicer and it makes your bathroom look nicer versus like just a cheap hand towel that you can use like, you know, for your hair or whatever you need. You may just go a little bit nicer and just elevate the look of your space. Okay, we're not gonna talk about my under cabinet lights that are like strobing right now. Not sure what's happening. We'll be getting a hold of my builder. What I did want to talk about were the bar stools. I picked those up from Target too before we moved into this house. I had them at the last house as well, and they've done really well. What I love about them is they've added black to the house, but a lot of our furniture pieces are upholstered, so it's nice if like kids are here or even adults that don't want like to make a mess or they're worried, which I could care less about, but some people get worried. They can grab these to sit at. I will say it's overflow for our living room when we host a lot. So one day I do want to replace these with a little bit more comfortable. Like I miss having a back because we sit here a lot, but I will say we've owned these for a couple of years and they've done really well. I feel like they look super nice. I've seen higher end ones that look just the same, but these were a really good price. So if you're needing just a really good kid-friendly bar stool, and I want to say older kid because they've got to be able to sit there without falling off backwards. But if you have like teenagers and stuff or just a little bit older kids and you don't want to worry about like having to really clean like fabric, this is definitely the way to go, and I feel like they were very budget friendly. Okay, how's everyone doing? I like to check in occasionally. I know this is a lot of information at once, so if you need to save this or share it so you can go back and watch it later, I know that can be helpful. You can also just like screenshot different things, but like I said, all the links are down below in the description box. But the next thing I want to talk about are some organizers I pick up from Target, and then we're going to talk about a few pieces that I bought from like the dollar section at Target, and then we will wrap it up. Target has some really beautiful organizers, baskets. I use them as both. This one right here I've owned for a while. I feel like it can be used so many different ways in so many different spaces. So currently I have it in our coat closet. We keep like gloves and mittens and scarves in them. One's also for like donations. One's also for like Savannah's friends. So if she's getting rid of something, she can throw it in there and they know they can check this, or I can like get it down and donate it lately. But it just looks nice to have like a system set in place. But when you open up the door, it just looks pretty. I've also had these like in our mudroom, like in the little cubbies on the floor, but they also, especially this size, make really good gifts. So instead of buying a bag that's just gonna get trash and wasted, I rather spend just a little bit more and wrap the gift in this. I feel like it looks nicer. It always gets oohs and ahs, and then they can actually reuse it. So if it's like for a baby shower, they can put, you know, the wipes and burp rags and diapers in it and just move it around the house with them. If they just want to organize with it, I don't know. I just feel like you get more bang for your buck if you're using this to wrap a gift. So that's something to keep in mind, but I also want to talk about some other organizers that I love as well. Now let's talk about my pantry. I love the way this turned out. So I got really nervous adding that much black in there, but I decided to break it up with some wicker, even some clear bins. I didn't go with all matching bins, but I did a lot of the same. And then I brought it together with some bins that had black and wood on them, and I feel like it is perfection in there. Almost all of these bins are from Target. So I'm gonna have a link down below, minus a few. And I know like the ones at the bottom that are like black and wicker, the big ones, I cannot link those. Those are from Home Goods, but everything else is pretty much Target, and I feel like it just completed the space so well. I love going in there. I love being organized. I love knowing what we have and what we don't have. And so like I said, I just feel like they have some really good products, and don't be scared of black. I was scared of black. Throw in some wicker to warm it up and your space can come out really, really well. If it's a pantry, if it's like a school closet, if it's a coat closet, if it's just like, you know, everything, just like an office closet or random things, you can definitely use different organizers and still like make it look really cool. Okay, now let's talk about that front dollar spot in front of Target. I know it's like not the dollar spot anymore. It's like 3 to 5, but it's still really good. Now there's a lot of items I will not buy from there, and that can be another whole video. If you want to see it, just let me know. But they have some really good stuff, and some of it has to do with organizing, and it's right now. And I can't really link any of it. I noticed most of that stuff you just have to go in store. If I can, I'm gonna link it down below, but like I said, you're probably just gonna have to get in there. But oh my goodness, I got some good finds. I wish I would have bought more. I didn't realize I was filming this. But the first thing I got was this clear cutting board, and I was already using this. I already had this in my house. I bought it off Amazon. I bought it for around $20, $25. They have them for $5. I bought 6 of them. I probably should have got more. So like my toxic trait is when I find a good deal and it's something I use, I just want to buy it out because I'm like, it's going to save me money. These do get scratched. Like if you're cutting a lot and it's fine. Like, I left mine scratched for a while. You still don't notice, but I just love that it's clear. It's out on our counter. We do a lot of chopping and like cutting fruit and different things. I like to keep it by my trash can just so I can like cut and then slide it in. But we use this every single day, and so I grabbed 6. Should have grabbed more. It's only 5, but it's way cheaper than Amazon. So if you need something like this, I'm just gonna say run and grab them. But that wasn't the only like organizers they had. They had really cool like Lazy Susans with matching drawers. They had like can like pop holders, all sorts of different options. They had like the fridge Lazy Susan that's like more rectangle and spins around. So if you're needing organization, typically I feel like this stuff comes out closer to like January after the new year and people are getting organized. But hey, they put it out now. I'm not complaining. So if you're needing any type of organization on a budget, I would definitely get to Target and check them out. Okay, we're gonna talk about one more item, and it was from the dollar section as well. It was $3. I'm sure it's a candle holder, like you can see it right there. Look at that texture. You guys know I can't talk about it, not talk about the texture, but it is solid up here. So, I mean, you look at it, you think candle. That's what most people are gonna think. I looked at it and I'm like, candle, but how else can I use it? I'm putting my sponge on it. So if you have a sponge that you cut in half, I like to do that. If you have a pretty little like wood brush, you could use that as well. If you wanna put the candle on it, put the candle on it. But once again, it's one of those pieces, you can use it however you like. Like today, you can put your sponge on it. Next week, you can put a candle on it. You can just keep moving it around. It would be cute in a bathroom that you put like your jewelry on it. If you take your rings or earrings off at night, you could just throw it in there. So definitely just think outside the box with this. But for $3, I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna use it. So I grabbed that too. Okay guys, that is it. Those are all the products I wanted to share with you today from Target. I love them. I know you would love them. I am gonna put the links down below in my description box like I've said a few other times. It does help me and support this channel if you click on those links and buy, but if you wanna go into Target, I get it. Who doesn't wanna go walk around Target? So leave your kids with your husband, go get some alone time, go see what you can find. I know they have really great products as well. I just wanna say truly thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. Even if you aren't clicking on the links, just you showing up all the time helps me and supports me. The liking, the commenting, the sharing, all the things. And if you're a silent watcher, I see you too. I appreciate you always just being here and supporting my channel and watching. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.